Hello, everybody. This is Danny. I am taking some time right now to show you guys what I do in Asana and Drive and how I find information. I've also got some new, I guess we'll call them rules, some new info for you I would like you to keep with you and start to implement as you carry on through these next few weeks. So first thing we're going to do is start in Asana, and before that, I need to share my screen. This is my very first webinar, so forgive me. Hello, there I am. Okay, so we're here in Asana. I just want to kind of go over a visual tour of Asana really fast. This happens to be what mine looks like with the pretty background. You'll see projects. We've got admin stuff that's like businessy thinkCHARM junk leads that we work on. These are all of our clients here on the left. Down here on the bottom is the template project that I use when we have a new client onboarded. It has a bunch of stuff that they do and I do together. This Asana tutorial is misleading. It's not for us today. This is for our classes, our thinkCHARM clients going through the class, the self-study course and whatnot. So anyway, first things first, in every client project, there are a set of links that everybody has access to. If we're using Allegros just as an example here, if you're here in a task in anybody's project, you'll notice that the task you have selected on the left is what's open on the right. If you're looking for their login information for something or any other important links, their style guide, their brand assessment, so you can get an idea of their language, you can do one of two things. You can first click here, project, and then brings you or removes the task, and then just kind of brings you to the general project screen. I'm doing that in little finger quotes that you can't see. Here on the left in the description, I have put important documents for each client. So for Allegra, she just has a brand assessment and important links. Just because she came on earlier, we don't have as much information. But if we get things down the line or what have you, they are available. Now, everybody has an important links. All of our clients have this. It's clean for everybody. If you go through and you say like their website is a really important link, obviously, that would be something that we would put in here. So if you get something that you know, hey, I'll probably be coming back to this, or somebody might want this later, or even if you're not sure, throw it in the important links. It's better that we can delete information that we don't need rather than continue to ask for it. So it's also in there for everybody except for like Jonathan, who didn't complete one. Every now and then we'll have a couple people that we don't want them to do that. And that's just up to our discretion when we consult with them. So just keep that in mind. We also have the client accounts, and since Allegra doesn't have hers, I'm going to open up Amber's. Amber's one of our new clients. She seems very sweet. See that it's here. I'm going to do it a different way just to show you that there are two. You click on that drop down, hit edit name and description. This just edits. You can change the project name. Don't do that. And then in the description here, this is where I've put in more stuff. Brand assessment, client accounts. This is where logins for Google, MailChimp, what have you, go in there. If you get any login credentials from any one of our clients at any time, please, please, please double check and make sure that it is in the client accounts spreadsheet. Please add it. If you've never added something before in Sheets, I'm going to show you right now. Just waiting for the little thingy to stop thingying. Perfect. So just decide where you want it to go. Doesn't matter where. Sheets is pretty forgiving. Insert one above or below. Again, doesn't matter. And then you can enter the credentials. There we go. So that's how that works. I'm going to delete that row because, yep. Okay, so everybody has editing access to the client accounts document, important links, the brand assessment, which you don't really need editing access, but you have it. Yet again, important links, things like consultation calls that need to be referred to multiple times. I try to drop those in. If you need those things and I'm not around, you can ask Dusty. She has access to those. Jonathan's another good example of a bunch of information. So we're just going to open him up really quick. He's not completing a brand assessment. So yep, here's his website, consultation call. He did a Dropbox call for us, kind of reviewing his project. More information from him that we thought was useful. So going all that in there. So that's where to find stuff there in Asana. I feel like there was something else we needed to talk about in here. Oh, yes. When you are working on anything in Asana, please, please, please make sure that you're dropping the documents that you're working on in the project itself. That way, even if the project is completed, we can still search for it. We can still find it and create those assets. So just always, always, always do that. You can tag myself or Dusty and things if it needs to be reviewed by doing the @ type someone's name. It's going to pop up with a bunch of stuff. I just hit tab. You can also hit enter, I believe, to get that person's name in there. If it's blue, it means you got them. If it's not, then you didn't. Try again. We're going to talk about Drive. So everybody has access to a folder right here. This is a very, very important folder because it contains everything for our clients. So everybody has access to this folder. I made sure today it's the submitted works by client. I highly recommend, if it's sitting somewhere in your shared with me or in your recent tabs down here, looking on the bottom left, just drag it into your own personal Drive folder, just my Drive. Just drag it up on in there. It'll be right here at all times for you to new workflow request project, what have you. When you are in a client folder or working on any client work, I want you to go in that client folder and start up the new document. So if you're writing something, obviously it's going to be a Google Doc. Something like that, something that wouldn't occur at that point would be creating images, but you drag those into that folder later, so that's fine. I'm just trying to ensure that the team has access to everything from the beginning. So just as an example, if I write something and pass it to Dusty, if I send her the link, like a lot of us do in Asana, we just drop the link down in the comments or whatever, that doesn't necessarily give us sharing permissions. So the document directly, opening the document directly in the folder for the client at hand, everybody has immediate access and there's never any confusion and there won't be any delay. On that confusion and stuff, I want to talk about naming conventions. So Dusty and I have decided that from now on, we're going to for our documents. This is because I'm getting documents that are called autoresponder or freebie sequence and I have no idea who it's for or very little idea. And since we have like 15 clients right now, it's kind of a mind fuck. So from now on, you enter client name, the name of what it is you're doing or the description of what it is you're doing. So if you're writing an autoresponder for the freebie, what's the name of the freebie? Do it yourself, whatever the fuck, autoresponder. Cool, there it is. And then you can write all the shit that you want to write in there. I know what the hell you're doing. Dusty knows what the hell you're doing. It's very exciting. Any of this stuff can change, so don't get married to naming conventions up here. Don't freak out that you don't know exactly what the name is. We just need to know who it's for and what it is, really, is the most important thing. So keep that in mind. That when I get to it. I made us a little list, so now I'm going to go down the list. This will be sent to all of you in Slack after you've seen this. So just so you know, that has that Drive folder to make sure that you've got it. So when you get it, you can drag that folder into your main Drive folder. So I'm going to go down my list. We talked about this. Sometimes, and no one really does this, but I wanted to make sure we covered it. we share all of this information with our clients in Asana. Asana is, I describe to our clients, is like the hive. This is where they can see what we're doing, interact with us. Obviously, not everybody's as good as others. But what we never want them to see is us looking like morons, really. So what I always ask and what Dusty wants you to do is to please stupid looking questions, not necessarily stupid, but if it's going to be something that makes us look bad, throw it in Slack and get clarification there. And maybe myself or Dusty or anybody else can offer some kind of guidance on that. You can ping us directly or ask the general group. So just don't put that stuff in Asana where clients will see it and think that we're idiots. Important links, and we've already talked about naming conventions. Huzzah! So just a quick review. Again, in Asana, always, always, always check for important documents here. I try to keep everything updated as I go. I really, really, really ask that you do the same thing as you can. And make sure that your submitted works by client folder is somewhere that you can access it, because look at all this sexy information in here. It's a lot of clients. It's a lot of stuff going on. Of documents. I mean, these things go so deep sometimes. Some of these levels are just out there. Even more. It's just nuts. Look at all that. Ooh, like, how would you know that Beth's got all this shit going on? All this shit too. So anyway, I guess that's it. You're all awesome. And thanks for listening to my first and, I don't know, maybe last webinar. Who knows? Bye, guys.